In this corner, we have the Redcat Ascent Fusion weighing in at 5.34 pounds. And in this corner, we have the Vanquish VRD Stance weighing in at 4.95 pounds. Let's get ready to rumble.
What's up, guys? It's Shannon, aka the RC Princess. If you guys are an OG to this channel, comment down below if you remember when I used to film in this spot. I decided to film here today because it was going to be easier to get both of these rigs like in frame. So I have the most important three things in my life right now: the Vanquish VRD Stance, the Redcat Ascent Fusion, and coffee. Today is the big showdown between the VRD Stance and the Ascent Fusion. I'm so excited, you guys, to show you the comparison between the two of them. Both of these rigs are stock, even down to the tires. I'm going to be using a point system today to see where each of these rigs shine and where they fall short in multiple different categories. Stay tuned to see them run side by side and how they rank up against each other. And I want to add a little disclaimer here. Both of these trucks are undeniably impressive, and I hold no negativity towards either. I am just simply laying it out for you guys on the different categories. Some of it's personal preference to me. Some of it is just one is better than the other. So I want to preface this video with saying I love both of these rigs. I do not dislike either one. So please don't come for me in the comments. So the first category is price. The Redcat is $3.99. The Stance is $4.99. So Redcat gets the point for being $100 less than the Stance. The next category is scale. Both of them get a point because they are both 10th scales. Now, little disclaimer here as well. I know not everybody's favorite scale is 10th scale, but it is the most favorable among the hobby, and it's also my favorite. So I'm giving them both a point for being 10th scales. And then next up we have assembly. Both of them are RTRs, so they both get a point for that as well. These are great for beginners just getting into the hobby who want to do like crawler competitions and things. So these are awesome rigs if you have no idea what you're doing. Later on, they both provide ample opportunity for upgrades. One is a little more upgraded than the other in my personal mind. So yes, both are ready to run and excellent choices. The next category is overall appearance. Now, this is what I meant with some of the categories are personal preference. In my personal opinion, I think this point goes to the Redcat. I just feel like more attention to detail was put into them. I mean, come on, you guys. They even made sure to match the wheel nuts. So that is my personal preference for overall appearance. I am going with the Redcat gets this point. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys disagree and why. We are now moving on to the brushed versus brushless category. Personally, I love brushless motors. I know that is not the case for everyone, so my apologies if you do not agree with my decision to give the point to the Redcat. I prefer the motor that is in the Redcat due to it delivering more power with less energy loss, resulting in longer runtime. And also the Redcat's motor can be like highly programmed. I'm not saying that the Stance doesn't have some options for programming, but not nearly as much as the Redcat. The Hobby Wing Fusions are one of the most popular motor ESC combos out there right now, and Redcat went ahead and threw it in there for you. So this point definitely goes to the Redcat. Come on, man, you gotta catch up. You're awesome too. So let's do a check of where we're at right now. The Redcat Ascent Fusion is coming in strong with 5 points, and the Stance is holding its own at 2. Hopefully it catches up. Moving on to tires. The Stance takes the lead here. Not only are the Stance's tires larger than the Redcat, they also have superior traction. I've noticed on the Stance that the tires make contact before the bumpers about 99% of the time, whereas with the Redcat, it's about 90% of the time. Now keep in mind, I did change the tires on these and on the Redcat, and it did make a difference. I did the J Concepts megalithic tires. I did a whole video about that. I'll leave that in the description box for you guys. So that did help, but the stance just seems a little bit better on tires. The stance also has a little bit more intricate tread detail. And while I acknowledge that the Redcat might shine in certain scenarios, where we did our testing, it held its own, but the point definitely goes to the stance because it just did like that much more better. That much better. I don't know, you guys get my point. So yes, the stance. The inclusion of the dual stage foams in the VRD stance also just enhances my decision. The mud terrain tires that are on the Redcat offer little to no assistance in rock crawling. Moving on to the next category of frames. The Redcat Ascent Fusion has carbon fiber rails and the Vanquish VRD Stance has aluminum. As much as I love the look of the carbon fiber, I have to give this point to the stance because the stance actually has a 6-degree angled skid plate, which I saw firsthand really help in the crawling at where we were. And the Redcat's plate sits flat, so there's no angle to it. So definitely this point goes to the stance. And next up we have servos. Now this one was really hard to pick a winner. I really like where the servo is on the stance. It is axle mounted, giving it a lower center of gravity, whereas with the Redcat, it is towards the front of the truck, but it definitely sits a little higher. Having the servo mounted on the axle reduces flex and play in the steering and also just kind of takes down the wear and tear on it. But with all that being said, I really like the servo they threw in the Redcat. So I'm sorry, you guys, they're both getting a point for two different things. I didn't know exactly how to grade this one. I didn't know if I wanted to break it up into sections of like positioning versus what servo. I'm throwing it all together. They both get a point. The stance gets a point for the position of the servo. The Redcat gets a position for just the overall servo they threw in because it is top notch. The next category we are grading on is bumpers, and you may be asking yourself, Shannon, why does anybody care? Well, I care. The Redcat Ascent Fusion has steel front and rear bumpers, so it really, as you guys can see, it really protects the nose of the truck. And then with it being a cab only style, there's nothing to protect in the back. So I really like that. Whereas the stance has molded plastic front and rear bumpers. And as you guys can see, the body kind of like overlaps the bumpers a little bit. So there's like no protection. Now I know plastic bumpers are said to glide over rocks more easy with like less friction than anything else. But personally, I really like the steel bumpers on the Redcat. I didn't notice too much of a difference, and I really like that it really protects the nose of the truck. So for my personal preference, the Redcat gets this point. Next category is bodies itself. And again, this is personal preference. If you ask me, my answer is going to be different than maybe my dad's or one of my friends. So it's very personal preference. So I'm giving 1 point to the Redcat just because I love the overall look to it and the color scheme they have going on versus the stance. I'm not much of a green person, not much of a silver person either. So that's kind of why we made the decision, like, I'll purchase the Redcat, you purchase the stance. I am going to go ahead and give the stance a point though as well because the body just feels a little more durable than the Redcats. So they're both winners this round. And another thing that I want to ask you guys, because it really does not matter to me, which one should get a point for the body system? I know like the Redcat has the front tilt system, so it has 2 body clips. And then the stance has all 4 body clips all around. It really doesn't matter to me if it has 2 or 4, so let me know down in the comments below which one do you prefer, or does it even matter? The next category we are talking about is links, and I feel like this is an important one because I saw firsthand how much the links helped or hurt on either rig. So the VRD Stance has high clearance links, which means the back links are bent a little bit so you can really not get hung up and just get up and over things. It also means it improves the ability for approach and departure angles. I've noticed when we were out that the Redcat was getting hung up on steeper climbs versus the Stance just said, hold my beer, watch this. The Stance can really maintain better contact with uneven terrain, just giving it more traction and stability. So the point definitely goes to the Stance. And our last category to grade is wheels, and they are both getting a point here because they both have bead locks. If you prefer glued tires, I'm sorry, but I personally prefer bead locks because I'm like a toddler with glue. So no glue for me, no thank you. So they both get a point in this round. Okay guys, let me know down in the comments below which rig shined in your eyes and which one fell short and why. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stick around for future uploads, and also give this video a thumbs up so I know that you liked it and to do more like it, or to maybe stay away from videos like this. But I think majority of people are gonna like this one because I was really excited to do this comparison because it's really hard to tell when they're not together which one shines. And to be honest with you guys, they're both so amazing. I love them. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do just want to take a moment to acknowledge how respectful and kind my viewers are. I feel so blessed to have you guys, and I like to let you guys know every once in a while like how much I thank you for your support and of this channel, and you guys are just awesome. That's all I have to say is you guys are just awesome. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!